Hey, excuse me, miss. You cannot come in without wearing a mask, yeah? And why not? Hey, you don't know me? It's a pandemic. Why I have to wear mask? Excuse me, but God gave me a gift of breathing, and I do not want to wear a mask. My body, my choice. Hey, excuse me, miss. Can I ask you a question, Go ahead. What? Do you want to die, excuse me. I said, do you want to die, Hold on, first. I said, do you want to die or not? No. Then wear the stupid mask lah, ayo. But you see, it's my body, Yes, your body, your choice. But this is my shop, so get your lampa ass out.
I want to know why on the new TikTok update, when you click to share a video and you click others, it asks you why. Like, mind your own business.
This is why you should never dye your hair. Tabitha was a 17-year-old girl that would continuously dye her hair all the time. One night, she was hanging out with her best friend who decided they would dye their hair together. Approximately 20 minutes after she put the dye in her hair, she got up and went to the bathroom. She began pulling at her hair, screaming and vomiting before collapsing in agony on her friend's floor. Medics rushed her to the hospital where she unfortunately died due to an allergic reaction from the hair dye. This is why you should always get enough sleep. 2014, there was a 25-year-old man from China that wanted to watch the opening matches for the World Cup. As Brazil is 11 hours behind China, he was forced to stay up days just to see them. World Cup started at 6 a.m. and he refused to sleep at all just so he could ensure he saw everything. He began to experience extreme exhaustion and was taken to the hospital. Unfortunately, he passed away at the hospital from lack of sleep. This is why you should never sleep next to your phone. In 2019, a 14-year-old schoolgirl fell asleep while listening to music in her hometown village. When she fell asleep, her phone was plugged into a power socket right next to her bed. When her parents found her the next morning, they discovered that her phone battery exploded right next to her head. They called the paramedics and rushed her to the hospital, but unfortunately, the explosion caused her to pass away. This is why you should never drink soda. In 2019, there was a 30-year-old man from China that began to feel extremely thirsty and very weak. The man, known as Wang, thought because of the hot weather he may have been having heat stroke. Every time he would feel exhausted, he would drink more soda to quench his thirst, but ended up getting more tired and thirsty. On August 6, 2019, he was rushed to the hospital when he felt extremely ill. The doctors discovered his soda addiction caused many health problems, and unfortunately, he passed away. This is how you could win $1 million. In 2015, a poker player named Asher accidentally enrolled into a poker match. He tried to get out of it, but the casino told him there was nothing they could do and he had to play. He was forced to play among some of the best poker players in the entire industry. Crazy enough, he won and took home the grand prize of $1 million, all from an accident. Click the link in my bio to download the brand new poker game. Put your skills to the test and maybe one day you can win $1 million too. This is how much a human body is worth. In theory, if you could harvest every organ and chemical in your body, then you would make around $45 million. The most expensive organ is your heart, coming in at around $1 million. Your liver is worth around $550,000, while kidneys are worth $260,000 each. Eyeballs are worth $1,500 each, and your skin is worth $10 per inch. This is why you should never own a pet cat. A few months back, an 80-year-old woman was scratched by her pet cat named Minty. After the cat scratched the woman, it began to lick her wounds and give her a bacterial infection. The infection got so bad that the woman fell into a coma for 9 days. She wasn't doing well and unfortunately passed away the day after her life support was switched off. If you like cats, then click the link in my bio to download the brand new cat game. You get to collect over 900 cats and play mini games to collect coins. This is why you should never whiten your teeth. A 22-year-old man named Jake decided that he wanted to whiten his teeth by buying Crest whitening strips and trying it for himself at home. Approximately 48 hours after his first whitening session, he noticed a grape-sized bubble of bleach forming underneath his tongue. After 6 days of discomfort, he was taken to the hospital for professional help. They found a bubble of hydrogen peroxide trapped underneath his tongue that would have killed the man if they didn't drain it by cutting a hole in his chin. What this 103-year-old woman did after she beat coronavirus will shock you. This woman's name is Jenny, and she is one of the oldest people in the entire world to beat coronavirus. She came back from the brink of death after fighting the disease for over 20 days. Her family even asked her if she was ready to go to heaven, and her reply was hell yes. After saying their final goodbyes, her family was stunned to find out she made a miraculous recovery. To celebrate surviving the coronavirus, she cracked open a cold beer and vibed out. Shocking true story about the man that spent over $100,000 to look like Britney Spears. This man's name is Brian Ray, and he was only 17 when he had his first cosmetic procedure. He has had over 100 cosmetic and plastic surgeries so far. He has new teeth, a nose job, fat injections, and even spends $2,000 on Botox a month. He was told by a doctor that if he had another nose job, his entire nose would collapse. Click the link in my bio to download Celebrity Lookalike and find out who your celebrity lookalike is. This is why you should never swallow your gum. Samantha Jenkins was a 19-year-old girl who would chew more than 14 pieces of gum a day and would not always spit it out. One day, she was rushed to the hospital after falling very ill. Her mother made a discovery that she had hundreds of gum wrappers all over the floor in her room. After doctors opened her up, they found several large lumps of gum inside her stomach. She died because mineral levels in her body fell fatally low, and doctors believed that the gum prevented it from being absorbed. This is why you should never eat spicy food. In 2019, a 51-year-old man was working as a wedding planner at a popular wedding venue just outside of London. While he was setting up, he was approached by one of the chefs that asked him to sample a dish. Immediately after trying it, he could not breathe and was rushed to urgent care. Upon arrival, he died from asphyxiation because he could not breathe. After examining his throat, the burns were so severe that the doctor compared it to burns of somebody who was in a house fire.